Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Escavalier. Escavalier is a Pokemon that I've actually really started to like lately. It is a very defensive Pokemon, base 105 in both of its defenses, which is really good. Base 135 in its attack. The downfall is the base 20 speed, but if you was to run this in a Trick Room, it would basically be the fastest thing on the field, so you would be having a lot of fun. Now, I've got 3 sets for you today, 2 generic and 1 dynamax. The first set being a Life Orb Swords Dance set. So this is quite a generic set I run on a lot of different Pokemon. So having the Swords Dance to double the attack stats, go from 405 to 810, and then having a variety of moves to support there. Now, I've just realised I have made a big no-no and put 2 Dark-type attacks. So I'm going to change that slightly and go for that. There we go. So, Swords Dance doubles your attack. The Life Orb increases your attack by another 1.3 times, but does take 10% of your health each time, so do be cautious of that. Now, we've got Overcoat is the ability, just because it's immune to things like powder moves. I'm thinking Sleep Powder and like Poison Powder and Stun Spore and all of that are becoming a little bit more common. Just because things like Toxic aren't as common, and especially those that don't have access to it, those are viable options as well. If you want to run Swarm, I wouldn't run it on this set because we haven't got a Bug-type move, but if you're running a Bug-type move, that is fine. And then you've got Shell Armor as well, so it can't be hit by a critical hit. So really, for this set, all 3 of the abilities aren't a lot of crop, but it is up to you how you run it. I would say maybe Shell Armor just to make sure you're not getting critted, because that can be a pain. So, move-wise, I've gone for Close Combat, Powerful Fighting type attack, hits a variety of different Pokemon. You've got Iron Head, Strong, Powerful, Steel type attack, again, hit a variety of Pokemon, and then Knock Off to get rid of items, because items can be a huge, huge pain. Do keep an eye out for Fire types. You have got Drill Run as an option as well, but obviously we are suffering from the 4-slot scenario, essentially, where we would love to have about 10 different moves, but we can only have 4. If you want to run Drill Run, you can. It's up to you. Obviously, each set has its own variety. Max HP and max attack for the EVs with an Adamant Nature, so more attack and less special attack. If you're running this in Trick Room, go for Brave. Just lower down your speed as much as possible to make sure you are slow as heck, slow as anything, just to allow you to go first in the Trick Room. Now, you don't have to go for Life Orb. You can go for things like Leftovers if you want to. Obviously, it depends what you're already running and what you're wanting to run. The second set we have is a supportive set in some aspects. Because we've got that natural defense, we can stop things from setting up with our Taunt. We have Toxic, which is a transfer move, so you will have to transfer from a previous generation. But Toxic can allow for damage to start racking up on different Pokemon, especially if you're taunted them as well, so they can't use things like Recover, or anything like that. You've then got Mega Horn and Iron Head, which are 2 stab moves, and can hit for a lot of damage on different Pokemon, even though you don't have much investment in your attack stat. I mean, naturally, your attack stat is 306, so it is just going to do a lot of damage. EVs, you've got max HP and max special defense with a careful nature, so more special defense and less special attack. You could always run Impish, so have the defensive side if you want to, and then you could even run Rocky Helmet as an option. Just make sure you have for example, a Flash Fire Pokemon in the back, possibly even a Water type as well, just to make sure that you are dealing with that okay, because obviously Fire types will be able to hit you very, very hard. Now, the final set we have is a Dynamax set. Now, you can run Choice Band on this, you could run you could run Leftovers, you could run Life Orb, you could run any berries, you could run Weakness Policy, lots and lots and lots of different things that you could run. And also, you can run this in a Trick Room as well. I'd recommend running it in a Trick Room, and if you're running the Weakness Policy, then that is definitely an option to have there. Also, move-wise, you've got some pretty good choices here. You've got Close Combat, which powerful fighting type move, turns to Max Knuckle, raises up your attack stat of you and your ally. You've got Mega Horn, which will turn to Max Flutterby, which will lower the special attack of the opposing Pokemon, which can have huge implications later on in the game. You've even got Poison Jab, which will turn to Max Ooze, so if you've got a Pokemon that's special next to you, they can take advantage of that. You can even run Drill Run in this case and turn it into Max Quake, increasing up your special defense of you and your ally if you're doing this in doubles, and then Ironhead as a powerful steel type move, and also the ability to raise up your defenses with max steel spikes. So such a variety that this can actually use and can be really, really helpful for you in the form of Dynamax, and actually I think for doubles it would be a really good idea to use. EV's gone for max HP and max attack with an Adamant Nature Sim or attack less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Obviously, the options to run Brave as well. I think this would work really well in the Trick Room, just as an option, possibly even with Weakness Policy. If you can get, because I think Fire type is the only one that's strong against this, so you'd have to consider what you would go for there. That is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out there. So have a good one, and I'll see you soon.